Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Good morning everyone. So we continue from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9. Does anyone remember any main point from yesterday?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yesterday, Prahlāda Maharaj was being very humble and he was taking our position and showing us how to pray to Lord. And then he also said that as long as our minds and our senses are materially attracted, we are disturbed, and so we should purify our senses, and then we should surrender and start hearing, and chanting is the only way to control the senses. And then Prahlad Maharaj also said that, look, only I don't want all this only for me. So he was saying that we all should be Goshtyanandis, that um, uh, he wanted happiness for everybody, not only for himself. Like he didn't want it, like suffering. So he wanted that who is suffering in this whole world. So he didn't want it anybody to suffer in this material world. So he wanted that there were two kinds of devotees. We read later that the one of them is Bhajananandis, who are the self, who just want everything for themselves. They just pray to God for their own self desires and everything. But Goshtyanandis are the one who wants for everyone to get out of this entangled material world, and they become Krishna conscious. So Prahlad Maharaj is asking us all to be Goshtyanandis and want all of us to show compassion and become the Vaishnavas. Like Vaishnavas are the most compassionate. And in the Kali Yuga, he said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in this yuga to give us the Sankirtan movement, Yare Dekhe Tare Kahe Krishna Upadesh. So surrender and engage in devotional service. That is only the way out of this entangled material world.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. But just a point that Bhajananandis are also pure devotees of the Lord. The only thing
But they
is
just
that
want
they're
for
doing their
themselves.
private bhajan. Yeah, but they're
Okay,
just
they
doing
just
their
want for
private bhajan.
themselves. Okay,
Yeah, they're
okay,
doing their bhajan by themselves. Privately,
okay,
they're doing bhajan. They're not preaching, but they're pure devotees. They're doing their bhajan of hearing and chanting, but they're not preaching.
okay.
But they're
Yeah, perfect.
devotees of the Lord. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So going on to text 42. Kun atra tikhila guru bhagavan prayasa
Konvatra te akhila guru bhagavan prayasa
uttarnisya bhava sambhava lopaheto
उत्तारणे अस्य भवसम्भवलोपहेतुः
mudeshu vaimahad anugraha arthabandho
मूढेषु वमहद् अनुग्रह आर्तबन्धो
kim te nate priya janan anu sevatam naha.
किं तेन ते प्रियजनान् अनुसेवतां नः.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, original spiritual master of the entire world, what is the difficulty for you who manage the affairs of the universe in delivering the fallen souls engaged in your devotional service? You are the friend of all suffering humanity, and for great personalities, it is necessary to show mercy to the foolish. Therefore, I think that you will show your causeless mercy to persons like us who engage in your service. So, Prahlad Maharaj is imploring to the Lord that there's nothing difficult for you. You are the supreme controller, original spiritual master, Adi Guru. because Krishna is the original speaker of the spiritual knowledge. Krishna gave knowledge to Brahma. So Brahma, Vaishnav, Gaudiya Sampradaya. Then we have Sri Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya. We have Nimbarka Sampradaya. So origin is Krishna. So Prahlāda Maharaj is saying that you are the friend of all suffering humanity. Krishna is our best friend. We are thinking I can be somebody's best friend, but we can be best friends with very limited number of personalities. And Krishna is not best friend only of human beings, but all living entities, no matter what body the living entity is in. So Krishna is everyone's best friend. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying that, great people, great personalities are always very kind to the ones who are lower than them. So he's saying, please, I am foolish. Please show me your causeless mercy, and similarly, your mercy to everyone who engage in your service. Here, the words Priyajanan Anuvesatamna indicate that the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, is very favorable to devotees who act according to the instructions of his own pure devotee. In other words, one must become the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. So, following the instructions of the Mahajan. So, Krishna becomes happy if he sees us following the instructions of the pure devotees. If one wants to become the servant of the Lord directly, this is not as fruitful as engaging in the service of the Lord's servant. This is the direction of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who shows us the way to become Gopi Bharatu Padakamalayur Dasa Dasanu Dasa. So Lord Chaitanya, that's his instruction. He says, don't try to become directly servant of Krishna. No, become a servant of the servant of the servant of the maintainer of the gopis. So rather, one must seek a pure devotee, a servant of the Lord, and engage oneself in the service of such a servant. The more one becomes the servant of the servant, the more one becomes perfect in devotional service. So one may say, hey, what is all this servant business going on? I'm the master. You know how many servants I have under me? What do you mean I have to be the servant? Because in our material sense, in the material realm, we understand that the servant is manipulated. He may be, not given his rights properly, or, he may have certain feelings which may go against the master. But on the spiritual platform, this is the highest platform. Also, if we can see on the material platform, when we love someone, we serve them. We love our spouse or family or community or society or children, we serve them. So the perfection of this service is when we can serve Krishna. And how to serve Krishna, that his pure devotee teaches us. So that's why I said that serve the pure devotee of the Lord. Because what the pure devotee will say, he will not say, you serve me. He says, you serve Krishna, and he'll teach us how to serve Krishna. So that is perfection. So the more one becomes a servant of the servant, the more one becomes perfect in devotional service. This is also the injunction of Bhagavad Gita. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarasho vido. One can understand the science of the Supreme Personality of Godhead simply by the parampara system. In this regard, Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, Tandira charana sevi bhakta sanevas. Let me serve the lotus feet of the devotees of the Lord, and let me live with the devotees. Krishna says that he's not in Vaikuntha. Where is he? He's in the heart of the devotees. He's wherever his devotees are chanting his names and glories. Wherever the devotees are chanting Hare Krishna, purely Krishna is there. He's in the heart of the pure devotee. And so here Narottam Das Thakur is saying, let me serve the lotus feet of the devotee. Because what's in the devotee's heart, who's in the devotee's heart is Krishna. Let me live with the devotees here, Narottam Das Thakur is saying. Because what are the devotees doing 24/7? They're serving Krishna. Janme Janme Hai E Abhilash. Following. So this is his. Janme Janme Hai E Abhilash. He's saying this is my desire for birth after birth. Following Narottam Das Thakur, one should aspire to be a servant of the Lord's servant, life after life. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also sings, Tumi tha Thakur, Tomara Kukura, Balia Janha More. O my Lord, O Vaishnav, please consider me your dog. Now, this Narottam Das Thakur is singing that. Now, of course, dog is glorified, but when he wrote this bhajan all those 200 or some years ago, dogs were still regarded as, low animals kept outside the house. So he's saying that one must become the dog of a Vaishnava, of a pure devotee. For a pure devotee can deliver Krishna without difficulty. Because a pure devotee can make us understand about Krishna. He delivers Krishna to us. He introduces Krishna to us. If we try by our own self, we will not know. We don't know Krishna. We can't understand Krishna. But when we are hearing from the pure devotee, then we can understand Krishna's heart. We can understand Krishna's compassion. We can understand Krishna's position as the Supreme Lord. So this is why I sing that the pure devotee can deliver Krishna to us. Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite par. Krishna is the property of his pure devotee. And if we take shelter of a pure devotee, he can deliver Krishna very easily. Like for us, it's very difficult to meet the president, say the president of a country. But if we know the president's secretary, then it will become easy, right? Or we know the secretary. Secretary is very close to the president. Very easily he can help us make an appointment. So the secretary is servant of the president. So similarly, the pure devotee is servant of Krishna. So if we can serve the pure devotee, follow the instructions of the pure devotee, he will introduce us to Krishna. Prahlāda wants to engage in the service of a devotee, and therefore he prays to Krishna, My dear Lord, kindly give me the shelter of your very dear devotee so that I may engage in a service and you may then be pleased. So Prahlāda Maharaj is here setting an example. He's a Mahajan. He's setting an example that he's not asking direct service to the Lord, but he wants service to Narad Muni. He wants service to the pure devotees. Why? Because the devotees are engaged in pleasing Krishna. See, Prahlāda Maharaj is saying, and you may then be pleased for the pleasure of Krishna. Mad Bhakta Puja Bhyadika, Bhagavatam 11, 19, 21. The Lord says, engaging in the service of my devotee is better than trying to engage in my devotional service. Another significant point in this verse is that by devotional service, Prahlāda Maharaj does not want to benefit alone. Rather, he prays to the Lord that all of us fallen souls in this material world may, by the grace of the Lord, engage in the service of his servant and thus be delivered. So this is Prahlāda Maharaj's prayer to the Lord for each and every one of us. He's asking mercy for us so that we can engage in devotional service, so that we can go back home, back to Godhead. The grace of the Lord is not at all difficult for the Lord to bestow. And thus Prahlāda Maharaj wants to save the whole world by spreading Krishna consciousness. So we can see the heart of a devotee, the heart of a Vaishnav, the character, the personality of a devotee, that he's so kind, so compassionate, so much love, so much love. He doesn't know us, but for our benefit, he's speaking to the Lord to give us mercy. Any comments? So now if Prahlāda Maharaj had his own FB or his Instagram, how many followers would he have? Who are we following? What's the character of the person we are following, we're taking instructions from? So we need to take instructions from personalities like Prahlāda Maharaj, that he has so much love, so much compassion. And if we can follow such personalities or even just hear about them, then even our heart can get purified. Even we can get this kind of compassion, this kind of love.
Hare Krishna. I think these
Hare
both
Krishna.
bhajans are very, very popular. The
I'm
Narottam
sorry,
Das
I couldn't hear.
Thakur,
Yeah,
the both the bhajans mentioned here. Can you hear me now?
yeah,
They are both are very, very popular,
popular.
and
Yeah.
they're very popular, and they're sung in a very beautiful tone, and it's really lovely bhajans, both of them.
Would you like
By
to sing?
um, I don't remember for the Bhakti Vinod Thakur, but yeah, this one, the Narottam Das Thakur one, is like, uh, तादेरा चरण से भी भक्ति संगे बास जन्म जन्म हुए यही अभिलाष, like for life after life after life after life, I just want this only. I'm forgetting the beginning, but yeah, I
Is
have
it in
sung
the
this.
bhajan form? Can you sing?
Yeah, it's in the
Would you
bhajan
like
book.
to-
Yes, 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 it's there.
Hmm.
This is the last line of that. That तादेरा चरण से भी भक्ति संगे बास जन्म जन्म हुए यही अभिलाष.
Do you
I'm
remember the
forgetting.
tune? You want to sing it? Do you
I'm
remember the
forgetting the.
tune that
Actually,
it's?
I'm forgetting
I
the
forget.
beginning, Shilpa-ji.
Okay,
That's what
okay.
I'm saying. I'm
Or
forgetting
you
the
That's
could
beginning.
fine.
share it na, in the group later. The
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
bhajan. It would
I
be
will do it.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. Because I have the Prarthana book of Narottam Das Thakur. I was reading it, in fact, yesterday.
Oh, wow.
That's
There's
why. Because
wonderful
I
bhajans in
it,
there.
it it's amazing, amazing how his life and how the three types of surrender, like prayers, like how we can the feeling. So yeah, I was just reading. So like that's why, because I think I read it, and it's beautiful. Like even if you just read the one part of it, now your heart, I can't say the feeling that I had. Your heart just goes.
The heart melts. Yeah.
Yeah, it just goes into that. Like, oh my God.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So let's go on to the next one. Naivod Vijay Paraduratya Vetaranyas
Nevo tviche para duratyaya vetaranya.
Vadvirya Gaya Namaha Vritamak Nachittaha
Tvatvīryagāyana amritamagna.
Shochetato Ve Mukhachetasa Indriyatha
Uchetato vimukaceta
Maya Sukhaya Bharam Udvahato Vimodhan
maya sukhaya varam udvahato vimukta.
O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. For wherever I stay, I am fully absorbed in thoughts of your glories and activities. My concern is only for the fools and rascals who are making elaborate plans for material happiness and maintaining their families, societies, and countries. I am simply concerned with love for them. Here now we can see he's openly saying that he loves each and every one of us. So he's very concerned about us. He's saying, I'm totally absorbed all the time, I'm remembering you. So I'm not afraid of this material existence. But what about us who don't understand this material world? So Prahlāda Maharaj is concerned for us. Throughout the entire world, everyone is making big, big plans to adjust the miseries of the material world. And this is true at present, in the past, and in the future. Nonetheless, although they make elaborate political, social, and cultural plans, they have all been described herein as Vimuda, fools. The material world has been described in Bhagavad Gita as the Kalayam Ashasvatam, temporary and miserable. But these fools are trying to turn the material world into Sukhalayam, a place of happiness, not knowing how everything acts by the arrangement of material nature, which works in her own way. Prakrite kriyamanani gune karmani sarvashaha ahankar vimudatma kartaham eti manyate. The bewildered spirit soul, under the influence of the three modes of material nature, thinks himself to be the doer of activities that are actually carried out by nature. Bhagavad Gita 3.27. Because we are always thinking, I'm the doer, I'm doing it, I'm doing it. We always get into that. It's because of me. I did this, I did that. But we forget that we are not the body, we are spirit soul. That all what we are doing, actually, we are doing it under the influence of the modes. Once the modes don't have influence over us, we will not act in this way. There is a plan for material nature, personally known as Durga, to punish the demons. Although the asuras, the godless demons, struggle for existence, they are directly attacked by the goddess Durga, who is well equipped with 10 hands, with different types of weapons to punish them. She is carried by her lion carrier, or the modes of passion and ignorance. Everyone struggles very hard to fight through the modes of passion and ignorance and conquer material nature. But at the end, everyone is vanquished by nature's laws. So Durga Devi, she is material energy personified, the material nature personified, Durga Devi. So I'm sure you'll have seen this picture of hers, right? Like sitting on the lion, and then she wears a garland of skulls, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And she
Yeah.
has she has a trident, and there's a demon lying under the trident. Right? Like she has
Mm.
a fierce form.
Yes.
Um, mm. There is a river known as Vaitarani between the material and spiritual worlds, and one must cross this river to reach the other side or the spiritual world. This is an extremely difficult task. So, what is the river between material and spiritual worlds?
Vaitarani
Yeah,
Nadi.
Vaitarani. So, Vaitarani river between the material and spiritual world. Okay, now the Karana ocean. Now, okay, I'm just trying to understand this a little bit. So, in the Karana ocean lies Mahavishnu, right? And the Karana
Yeah.
ocean is spiritual, right?
Yeah.
So, is this Vaitarani river after the Karana ocean? That means at the border of the Karana ocean and material and spiritual worlds. Well, I'm not very sure. Anyway, this is an extremely difficult task to cross this river. Okay, as the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 7.14, Daivihi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya. This divine energy of mine, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. The same word Duratyaya, meaning very difficult, is used here. So, because imagine, first one has to cross this ocean of material world, then one will come to Vaitarani, then one has to cross Vaitarani, and then one will reach the spiritual world. Now, little bit we try to do. Can we even swim across this Pacific Ocean or Atlantic Ocean? We don't have the capacity within this Earth planet itself. Okay, if we have a suitable boat here, but if just by ourselves, we can't. So the suitable boat is this human body. And what we have to do with this human body, Krishna is saying, surrender unto me. And then this material world, which is so difficult, that is you can cross beyond it. Therefore, one cannot surpass the stringent laws of material nature except by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Nonetheless, although all materialists are baffled in their plans, they try again and again to become happy in this material world. So one may say, why can't I be happy? It's our nature to be happy. The soul is anandamaya bhyasat, always happy. We are seeking pleasure. We want to be happy. So what is the crime? Trying to be happy. No, it's true. We need to be happy. But what is that we need to understand how we can actually be happy. That is what we have to understand. We are thinking we can be happy in a particular way, but that happiness is very temporary. It's very short time. And we have to work a great deal for that kind of happiness. But we want happiness which will never end. So eternal happiness, all the time. And we don't want to work very hard. None of us want to really work very hard and suffer. So that's why Krishna is saying that you engage in devotional service, and that's how you will be happy. So therefore they have been described as Vimuda, first class fools. As for Prahlāda Maharaj, he was not at all unhappy. For although he was in the material world, he was full of Krishna consciousness. Those who are Krishna conscious, trying to serve the Lord, are not unhappy. Whereas one who has no assets in Krishna consciousness and is struggling for existence is not only foolish but extremely unhappy also. So we may think that, oh, this person has materially as a lot, and so he should be happy. He must be happy because he has so much materially. But that may not be the case. It may not be the case. Here the devotees are telling us that the way to be happy is Krishna conscious. Krishna is saying this devotional service is blissfully performed. Susukham kartam avyayam. So Prahlāda Maharaj was happy and unhappy simultaneously. So why is he is happy? Why is he happy and unhappy?
He's happy because um, Krishna came for him, but he got the mercy. But then he wants, when he see the people of Kali Yuga and suffering so much, then he becomes very unhappy and he wants them also to be delivered.
That's right. He felt happiness and transcendental bliss because of his being Krishna conscious, yet he felt great unhappiness for the fools and rascals who make elaborate plans to be happy in this material world. Comments? No?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
So
Krishna.
the three material modes, so they are actually Durga Devi, right?
Yeah, she's controlling us with those
She's
modes.
controlling. So, right? So that is like she's controlling through these modes, right?
Yes, that's right.
So
She's
it is
controlling
divine
us.
energy, but it's material. Uh,
Yeah,
I mean,
because she,
yeah,
yeah, because she
it's divine.
belongs to Krishna. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she's coming from Krishna. That's why divine. So that's why he's saying divine energy, but consisting of these modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. It's through these modes that Durga Devi is controlling us. Through the goodness, passion, and ignorance, we get overcome by goodness, passion, and ignorance. We get caught by these modes. They're like ropes catching us. Is that okay? See,
Yeah.
in the ultimate issue, everything is Brahman. Everything is spiritual because everything is coming from Krishna. But we separate everything from Krishna, and that's why it becomes material. Like this material world is also situated on the Brahman, is also situated on the Brahma Jyoti. One portion of the Brahma Jyoti gets covered by this material energy. So in the ultimate issue, actually there's nothing material, but we want to separate things from Krishna, and then that becomes material. Is that okay?
So why do people worship Durga Devi? Means Navratri is such a big thing.
Yeah, because people think that she is the creator. Because then they think, okay, I will please Durga Devi. She's the superintendent. She's the jailer. So a prisoner will say, okay, let me be nice to the jailer, so the jailer can give me some benefits. Maybe give me a better jail cell. Maybe let me put AC in my jail, or maybe give me better food in my jail. Like that.
Not to get me out of this, like make
He
me.
can't. No, the superintendent cannot let you out. Right? But people think that, oh, maybe if I'm good to Durga Devi, she'll let me get out of this material world. But she doesn't. She does. She is very faithful to Krishna. She doesn't let anyone go out of this world. So people, what happens, many don't even know. Many may not know. Many may think that this world is all that is. So let me try to be as comfortable as I can be over here. So let me worship Durga Devi to give me more and more comforts here in the material world.
Okay. So it's for comfort, for more
I'm sorry.
comforts.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, no, that means it's like people pray for more comforts, for more
Yeah,
material gains.
material gains, material comfort, something material. Because then, after all, people know that she is the material energy of the Lord. She has the power to give material comforts. But also, many don't know that if little bit discrepancy, also she can kill. She can get very violent and kill. Right? Like how she killed those demons who were going to kill Jar Bharat. She came out of her deity and just killed them. So, yeah. So, what happens is different people are different, differently, what do you say, under different modes of nature, influenced by different modes of nature. And then, based on how one is influenced by which mode of nature, then we tend to worship in that manner. Worship is also influenced by modes of nature. Everything that we do is influenced by modes of nature. Right? Like how we say eat different types of eating in goodness, passion, and ignorance. So worship is also goodness, passion, and ignorance.
So from Durga Devi comes no Mahamaya and Yogmaya,
No,
right?
Yogmaya is coming from Krishna, Radharani. Yogmaya,
Yeah, because she helps us, right?
Radharani. So Radharani is the original energy. Then Radharani expands as Durga Devi. So Yogmaya is Radharani, and Radharani, Yogmaya, expands as Mahamaya, Durga Devi.
Oh,
Yeah. Just as Lord Vishnu becomes Shiva then, Lord Shiva, Sadashiv. Lord Vishnu becomes Sadashiv, Radharani becomes Durga Devi, and then they are in charge of this material world. Yeah.
right.
But the original energy is Radharani, spiritual energy. So Durga Devi is an expansion of Radharani. And Durga Devi, we hear so many places, she always asks Lord Shiva, what is the best worship? What is the best worship? And then Lord Shiva is saying that best worship is worship of Lord Vishnu. And then there's also one very nice pastime of Shrimanta Devi. Shrimanta Devi is Durga Devi. She was seeing Lord Shiva in bliss. He was singing Gauranga, Gauranga, and he was in bliss. Then she asked him, why you are in bliss? What is this Gauranga you're chanting? So then Lord Shiva says that Krishna is going to come in this golden avatar in Kali Yuga, and you can pray to him. And then Shrimanta Devi, she prayed to Krishna, to Lord Gauranga. Lord Gauranga came, and the temple is there now. Still, it's there. Shrimanta Dweep, it's called. It's called Shrimanta Dweep, and it's next to Mayapur only. Like when we go to Mayapur, it's over there. It's a beautiful story. So, Lord Shiva and Durga Devi, they are also worshippers of Lord Krishna, of Lord Gauranga. Okay. So we'll stop here.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Shilpaji. And one more thing. I remember you were asking about the Vaitarni Nadi. Is it the same river that we have to cross over to go to Yamalok? Because when we are dead, then we have to go across this river that is full of pus and stool and urine, and then the position I don't remember or I don't know, but I remember that we have read in we have heard and we have read some in Puran. I have heard Vishnu Puran, not Vishnu Puran, Garud Puran, sorry. When people are dead, then they say that they have to go across this Vaitarni river, right? It is the same river.
Well, just now we heard that to cross, it's between the material and spiritual world. But
Spiritual level.
Yamraj is still in the material world,
So
Maybe
then it's
that's
the different
another,
one. Yeah,
maybe
because there is
that's
also
another
the
river.
same. Yeah. Then maybe this one is the other that
Yeah.
distinguishes.
Yeah, maybe that's another river,
Because there is also Vaitarni Nadi that is at the when we have to go to Yamlok, we cross over, like, and everybody who dies, they cross over. That's why they were saying that we pray that, oh Krishna, uh, make us the swift deliverer. We don't have to go across that. We don't have to suffer.
Okay, maybe, yeah. Yeah. So as you said, the point is surrender to Krishna so he can help us cross.
Yes.
Surrender to Krishna. So because we can't do it, we don't have that strength, the capability to do it by ourselves. Durga Devi is not going to let us go. She is a very faithful superintendent here of this material world. So can't bribe her also to let us go. So the only way
But I
out is to
remember
surrender to Krishna.
as this Navratras are coming, and we can just pray to her to help us to remember Krishna more and more and serve Krishna more and more. Yes, it is special time. We can pray to her. There's nothing
Yes,
wrong,
of
but our
course.
prayers, right? Our prayers should be, because I
Yes.
remember Adi Gadadhar Prabhu said that yes, she is very, very powerful and she can give you Krishna. It's not like that she can't.
Yes, of course. Of
So
course, yes. Can pray to
she
her
can,
as
yes, we
she
can
is
pray
a
to.
devotee, make us also devotees.
Yeah,
But as
yeah,
she is
because she's a.
engaged in serving Krishna, engage us also in
Hmm,
serving Krishna. Just
yeah.
like the Shrimantini Devi, because Lord Shiva was chanting Gauranga, Gauranga. So then Lord Shiva said, this is Krishna's special incarnation. He gives love for Krishna. So Parvati Devi is telling to Lord Shiva, even I want love for Krishna. So Lord Shiva is telling her, you go Navadvip, you also chant Gauranga. So Parvati Devi also chanted Gauranga, Gauranga. And then she saw Lord Chaitanya in front of her, golden. He was all golden and he was wearing a garland. And then
Wow.
Parvati, yeah, she saw him face to face, big eyes and beautiful. And she bowed down to him and she said, then Lord asked her, what do you want? So then Parvati Devi said, you know, my husband said that you are giving love for Krishna to everyone. I don't have love for Krishna. Please give me also. That I'm unfortunate. The Vaishnavas don't like to communicate with me. I don't have communication with devotees. I have no love for Krishna. You please give me love for Krishna. And Lord Gauranga says, you are not different from Radharani. You are my energy, because she's an expansion of Radharani, no? Durga Devi, she's an expansion of Radharani. So he blessed her. He blessed her, and then Parvati, what she did, she took the dust from the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya and put it in her mang, Shimant. That's why it's called she's called Shimantini Devi. She put the dust of Lord's lotus feet, put it in her Shimanta. So she's called Shimantini Devi. Till today, the temple
Shrimanta?
is there.
Shrimanta means forehead, is it?
Shimantini Devi. Huh?
So
Devi.
what is Shrimanta means?
It means this parting that we have in the hair.
Oh, okay. So that is called Shrimanta. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So she's called
Okay.
Shimantini Devi. Shimantini
Okay.
Devi. The temple is also there in Mayapur, in Navadvip. It's
Mm.
just next to the Jagannath temple in Navadvip. And yeah, so she is a great personality. She is an expansion of Srimati Radharani. And yes, of course, we can pray to her to give us, engage in pure devotional service. Yes. So we'll stop here for today.
Yeah. And the bhajan is Hari Harai Namah Krishna Yadavai Namaha. The one that also includes the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's line. Hari Harai Namah Krishna Yadavai Namaha Yadavai Madhavai Keshavai Namaha. Shri Govind Govindaram Shri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana. It is in the song book named Nam Sankirtan. It is a very, very famous one.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So you will post it?
Yes, I will post it. Yeah, I will share it in
Okay.
the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.